Torsten's here.
Alright, everybody, we could fill in a little closer. We want to keep socially distanced, so if we could fill in closer so that way people can spread out. We want to respect. Everybody come on and move a little closer to our little makeshift stage if you don't mind being in the sun. Rideshare Drivers United, it's so good to be here. Let's start moving over here. Driver power, driver power. Power, power. So good to see everybody here. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Rideshare Drivers United strike. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing with us. We are here today because we are tired of the unjust wages. We are here today because we are tired of not being paid fairly for our work. We are here today because we are standing up for the rights of drivers and all workers all over the country and all over the globe. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Drivers are rallying as we speak in San Francisco in front of Uber headquarters. Can we hear it? And in Lyft. In front of Lyft headquarters, they're caravanning. Drivers are rallying in San Diego, our fellow drivers. As we've been planning this strike has spread across the nation. Drivers are rallying in Tallahassee, in Las Vegas, Cleveland, Boston, Austin, Denver, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. The list goes on. Drivers are showing solidarity across the globe in Canada, Nigeria, England, everywhere. Drivers are standing with us because we are all tired. We are not only tired of being paid poorly, we are tired of not having these companies do the proper things to protect our safety. We are here to stand up for our rights to be protected on the job. We are here for Raquel Weber, a fellow driver of ours that we lost last week, who was killed on the job. And she's not the only one. Drivers across the country and across the world have perished because these companies do not do enough to protect us as their workers. So we are here to stand up against that. And I'm so glad for you to be here. Can we hear it? Rideshare Drivers United, we're here united. Let me hear you.
Yeah!
Thank you. I keep hearing about a driver shortage, but I don't see one right here. Okay? There is a driver shortage because these companies don't take care of us enough, and many of us can't afford to work doing this job. So let's hear more about it. Before we move on with our program, let me explain to you what we're going to be doing today. We're going to hear from some incredible drivers here to tell you a little bit about their stories and a little more why we're here. We will then rally and we will picket and we will walk over to LA Exit and we will show our power and we will let drivers know that we are out here together and let them know that they have an organization to come to help stand up and join our fight for our rights. We are here to make this happen. This is the first step. Before we get into all that, I want to invite Tyler Sandness up here, who's an amazing organizer who put tireless hours into making this event happen, and he has got a little word for us. Thank you. Tyler.
Howdy, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
Great!
You here to fight for your rights?
Yeah!
Right. It's so good to see all of you who are here today, because you are here making not just your own voices heard, but the voices of so many others that are striving for a better life, striving for dignity and justice from where they work. That is what we're fighting for. but not everyone who can fight for that is here today. This past year and a half has decimated the driver community. So many of us have suffered from COVID that we got from Lyft and Uber's customers because we weren't given the proper protective equipment to keep ourselves safe. They didn't care about our safety. As a result, many of us got the virus. Many of us will have to live with the long-term implications of what that virus is going to do for them for their long-term health. And too many didn't make it. Too many died because they weren't given the protections that they deserve to have as workers. It's why we need to have rights. It's why we need to have protections for this reason, because we are not expendable. We are essential. And so I'd just like to ask that we take a moment of silence for those of us that couldn't make it here today, and for those who were victims to this virus and the corporate greed and incompetence that cost them their lives. I want to just keep it clear to everybody here, there is still the virus amongst us. We're entering into an area that has international customers and customers from all corners of the United States. As such, if you can, please wear a mask when we are down at the LA exit area. The airport. The airport has requested that we only have 50 drivers at a time down at the LA exit area in order to cut down on possible transmission. So we will only let 50 people in at a time, but given the crowd that we have here today, I think that we can get everyone down at LA exit for the whole picket. So we are going to have everyone down at LA exit, having our rights be heard down at a place that's really important to us drivers. So without a moment of ado, I'm going to hand it back to Daniel. We're going to continue doing this rally. We are going to get pumped the hell up. We are going to speak and fight for our rights, and we are going to win. With no further ado, here you go, Daniel.
Thank you, Tyler. When I say driver, you say power. Driver.
Power.
Driver.
Power.
When I say driver, you say power. Driver.
Power.
Driver.
Power.
Driver. All right, so we are here for a couple of reasons, and one is we are going to expose the lies of Prop 22. These companies lied to us in passing their own law. And then we're also going to talk about the PRO Act and how that helps us get our rights back. But before we do that, we want to hear a little more from a driver about what it's like out there, how it is driving, how it is driving on before the pandemic and currently. And I would love to welcome up a wonderful driver of ours, Eduardo Romero, as well as Ivan, who's another driver organizer of ours who will be translating. Thank you.
Costs of driving are increasing. We have an example here of just the gas prices going up 30% lately. The PRO Act, so that we can win a voice in fair pay. The PRO Act is going to give us this voice on the job, which is what we're going to need to use to improve our conditions. Drive full-time, and during the pandemic, we have been essential workers. We have transported thousands of workers and put food on countless tables. So we ask these companies, why is it, if we're essential workers, that we have to earn less than minimum wage? We demand our basic rights, and we won't accept anything less.
Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you. Those are very moving words. Thank you so much. We need to rally and we need to make this happen. We need to make our voice heard, and that's why we're here today. We are here because of Prop 22. How many of you guys have heard of Prop 22? Prop 22 was a law written to defeat us. We had won our rights in the state of California court system, and these companies decided not to follow that law. They decided not to pay their drivers fairly. Instead, they decided to write their own law and then sell it to the public with $200 million of false advertising. Can I get a boo? That is just one of the examples of how these companies do not look out for us and only look out for themselves and their profits. We have another driver coming up here to tell us more about it. He is a veteran driver. I think he had a pink mustache on his car when he first started. And he is an incredible individual in rallying for driver rights. And I would like to invite up Alvaro Bolines. Come on up, Alvaro.
Hello everyone. My name is Alvaro Bolaines and I've been a rideshare driver for the past 8 years. I was here on May 8, 2019, and I'm here again to complain about the same situation that we had back then. We still have it right now. I have a sign that said that Prop 22 was a fraud. A lot of the general public, a lot of the passengers, they were fooled by Uber. The same as Uber been fooling drivers for the past 8 years, and this time they fooled their passengers. They told the passengers, if you vote yes on Prop 22, you're not gonna wait. You're not gonna have a longer wait for a driver. We're gonna keep the prices low. And look right now, it's the opposite. Passengers are waiting longer times. Passengers are paying twice, sometimes triple the price that they used to pay. They promised us that we were going to have protection. They promised us that we were going to have health care under Prop 22. And if you ask one of these drivers, none of us are getting no protections and none of us are getting health care. Whatever they promised was a lie. We're here because we need to have a seat on the table so we can negotiate a fair contract. It's not fair that the gas prices are $5 per gallon and these companies are taking 60%, sometimes 70% out of the fares. That is not fair because we pay for our insurance, we pay for our car, we pay for maintenance on the car, and we risk our life. Because I've seen drivers dying from the virus, getting assaulted by passengers. We risk our life, so we should be getting 80%, 90% out of the fares. This is why we're here. We're fighting for our rights, for basic labor rights. And we have to have a seat on the table so we can negotiate a contract. Because remember, these companies, they control the algorithm on the app. So the company, they will tell you, oh, we're gonna pay for your healthcare, but you need to do three rides, consecutive rides this day. Since they control the algorithm, what they do, they won't send you no rides to avoid paying you those healthcare or those benefits that they promised you that you were gonna get. So remember, if they control the algorithm, so they control the whole platform, so they control us. They give you a bonus and they take it away. They give you a bonus, they take it away. This is why I saw an interview that Dara was like, oh, for some drivers, this business model works, but for other drivers, it doesn't work.
Dara, you suck!
Guess what? For the only drivers that their business model works are the drivers who are driving 100 hours a week. Those are the only ones who are making money. But do you think somebody who drives 100 hours a week, he knows his surrounding, that person is really tired. It's not safe for the driver, and it's also not safe for the passengers. And a lot of people tell me, why you keep fighting? Why you keep fighting? And I want to end this interview with this. What's stopping Walmart, Home Depot, Food for Less, Bonds, what's stopping them from implementing the same business model that Uber has? Remember, Uber, their business model does not pay benefits to us because supposedly we are an independent contractors. When they control everything, we're not independent contractors. What did Lyft just say? We were able to see how much passengers were paying with Lyft. Lyft is like, oh no, you guys, we're gonna stop showing you how much passengers are paying because we don't want you to get confused. Yeah, get confused because they're charging 80%, 70% out of the fare. This is why we're getting confused. We were not getting confused, we were getting pissed. And they're like, oh, we don't want you guys to get confused. This is why we're not gonna show you how much passengers are paying. Do you think we are truly independent contractors when we cannot even see how much passengers are paying? We are not an independent contractor. So let's keep the fight, and I know we're gonna win this battle. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Alvaro. Let's hear it for Alvaro. Let's hear it for drivers. When I say driver, you say power. Driver.
Power!
Driver.
Power!
When I say driver, you say power. Driver.
Power!
Driver.
Power!
Thank you, everybody. Yes, what Alvaro said is absolutely true. These companies right now are upcharging passengers, using the driver shortage as an excuse, when the driver shortage exists because they don't pay people fairly. Now they're upcharging passengers and taking 60 and 70% of that upcharge in some cases. Robbing us. When a passenger gets upcharged, do you think they tip? No. They're taking the tips right out of our hands. This is how these gig companies work. They take money out of workers' pockets. They take money from us. And we're tired of it. And they're going to continue taking from workers in the future. It's going to be other industries, like Alvaro said. Already, delivery drivers who had regular jobs and benefits have been fired and replaced with Instacart workers. It's going to go to nursing. It's going to go to janitorial services. It's going to go to every single industry. They will keep taking money from us, and that's why we're here for all workers. And the way to stand up for that is the PRO Act. The PRO Act is sitting stalled on the Senate floor. It is ready to be passed to give us the right to collectively organize, to give us the right to stand up against these companies, to have our own organization that looks out for our safety. Whether you believe in independent contractor or an employee, and I believe an employee, regardless, we need a voice at the table, and we have to stick together to make it happen. And the PRO Act is our path to that. And I want to welcome a very inspirational individual who got me involved in this fight. An inspirational driver who is one of the first drivers waiting here at LAX to discover how we are exploited and rally us and get us together. And she has worked tirelessly over the last few years to make this happen. And please, so many of you talked to her on the phone and heard her. Please give a big hand for Stephanie St. Just.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm a member of Rideshare Drivers United. I am for the PRO Act because it says that gig workers have a right to organize. Gig workers have a right to organize. That means we can unionize. That means we have power. Power. We don't have any power right now. We don't have anything right now. But the PRO Act recognizes that we have power. As independent contractors, we don't have the right to do anything. Because a true independent contractor is someone who negotiates the contract before signing it. We don't get to negotiate shit. We don't get to negotiate anything. Our voices are not heard in the contract. We are ineffectual because we can't do anything. That's why the PRO Act matters. Because with the PRO Act, not only does it recognize that we have the right to organize, but we can collective bargain a contract. Oh my God. That could change our reality. That could give us power. That gives us a voice that counts. So never again are we forced to sign a contract that they send through the app. And we have to make a decision. Oh, there's an update to the contract? What do? I have the rent that's due. My kids need this, I need to do that. It's like, oh, sign under duress. Because unless we are reflected in the contract, it won't count with the PRO Act. But we need to do something. We need to be loud and consistent. Because there are three Democratic senators. I think two of them are in Arizona. There's somebody in West Virginia, I think. They're holding out. And we have to let them know that we, the workers, matter. We, the workers, are the one who anyway. And we won't forget. We won't forget. They have to stand for us. Us. We have to let people know that we matter. And, you know, I just want to, there's one point I want to bring up because, you know, like Alvaro said, that they were telling folks that, they were telling voters that, you know, if you don't pass the PRO Act, you are, they're going to raise the prices. And then December 16th, the PRO Act went into effect. About a month later, they raised the prices. So the prices now are 63 cents per mile for ex-drivers and 32 cents per mile out of the airport. 32 cents per mile out of the airport. I wonder, I mean, I can understand how they got away with it with us because we can't do anything. We have no power, right? We can't, because I would have to take, the way it is as an independent contractor, me and my Prius would have to take a multi-billion-dollar corporation to court. That's not going to happen. But LAX has an ordinance. They have an ordinance that says that people have to make, anyone, whether you're an employee or independent contractor, that they have to make, I think, $15 and some cents per hour? How are they getting away with it? How are they getting away with charging 32 cents per mile? How is it that LAX doesn't know that? They don't know that. We have to make our voices heard. We have to vote for the PRO Act, and we can't shut up. We can't give it up. We can't lie down. And if you're wondering, we don't have any money, we don't have any things, you know what? The women's right to vote. We got that. The powers that be didn't want that either. We got that. Civil rights. We got that. And we're still fighting for it. But we made it better. And we didn't have any money then either. So what's different about now? We're gonna fight and we're gonna win this thing. PRO Act! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now!
PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! PRO Act now! Arizona and Senator Mark Warner from Virginia, you guys are holding up a law that protects workers, and it needs to be passed. You are not supporting labor. You are not supporting the voters. Instead, you're answering to the tech millionaires that pay you to run for office. You're answering to the billionaires and not the people. And you need to pass the PRO Act. It goes to the Senate floor tomorrow. There's a myth being disseminated that the PRO Act's not good for rideshare drivers. Well, we're here to tell you that it is. It's good for all workers. It's good for workers that need an association of workers to stand up for their rights, because there are billionaire companies that are stealing from us every day. And that is why we need the PRO Act, and it needs to get off the Senate floor and into law. And now. Thank you, everybody. I want you to know we're about to start motioning over to carry our picket line over by the LA exit. I do want to recognize a couple things. I want to recognize all the people that have come from supporting organizations today. All the people that have come from anywhere to support us. Anybody who spreads the word. We'll talk about it more after our rally, but that is how we keep this movement going. We need to constantly talk to each other. We need to talk to our passengers, find out what they're paying. When there is a big discrepancy, we post it on social media. We have to put these companies on blast constantly. We have to spread the word. I want to acknowledge the rideshare professor, who's someone who came out here to support us and has encouraged all the drivers to come out here and stand with us. And that is very powerful, because he is an individual who has realized how these companies exploit us, and he helps to try and get drivers to figure out how to make this work. But he shouldn't have to do that because we are working, and it should work based on that. I want to talk about one other thing that is very powerful. We have received endorsements from the Taxi Workers Alliance in San Francisco and the Taxi Workers Alliance here in Los Angeles for our strike. That is incredible. Taxi drivers are not big fans of us or our profession because Uber and Lyft basically unhinged their ability to make a living. They basically undercut their fares so that their businesses couldn't operate anymore. They have every right to be mad at the rideshare industry, but they have realized that gig companies have stripped the rights of workers to a bare minimum, and it is time for all of us to stand together in solidarity. All workers, all drivers, all gig workers, all workers, period. Pro-act now. Thank you.
Wow.